It was around this time that I had made friends with a girl called Michelle. We both lived on the Toville estate in Penge and would hang out together as often as we could. Michelle was into fashion and music, something I had little previous exposure to. Life with Vivian had meant no luxuries, no television, radio or even magazines. My only culture was books in the school library. Michelle taught me all a teenage girl needed to know about fashion and music. At this time I was earning money from a paper round and all my money was spent on George Michael posters, which adorned half of my bedroom wall, magazines, badges and sweatbands. I had an old record player that I played vinyl singles and I can remember playing few Wham records that I owned over and over. The first time I went to Michelle's house, she introduced me to all the old Wham tracks. She'd play a song, she would often ask why I didn't know who sang it or when it first been released. This was the first time I really understood how sheltered my childhood had been. I didn't even know about huge stories that had happened between 1977 and 1983. I'd missed out on so much. More importantly, I'd missed out on the early days of Wham. We used to spend hours in her bedroom doing our hair with curling tongs, dancing and singing along to Wham, using our hairbrushes as microphones. Michelle also introduced me to makeup. Although it wasn't a big success, it made my eyes itch, so makeup and I didn't last long. Michelle's family home was really relaxed. She could do what she wanted, when she wanted. She was given pocket money and never seemed to go without anything. I wasn't jealous of her, I was just thankful that I had a part in this little oasis, whenever I could get away from home. Above all, I'm thankful to Michelle for getting me into music. Since 1984, I have listened to all types of music from all different bands and genres, but my favourite is the music of the 1960s. It's uplifting and you can hear the words. When I was 14, I met Andy. I was playing in the adventure playground in Crystal Palace. I think he fancied my mate Michelle more because she had big boobs. I didn't ever have much confidence, but knew there was something special about Andy. I'd learnt to be devious because it was the only way I'd survived. So when we hopped on the 227 bus from Crystal Palace one day on the way to school, we whistled and shouted out, "Will you go out with us?" They shouted back, "Yeah, all right." I made a deal with my friend Michelle. I knew that Andy fancied her more than me and that his mate Dave fancied me, but I wanted Andy as my boyfriend. So I made a deal with Michelle that I'd ask Andy out and that she'd ask Dave out. Then after a month we'd swap. I knew I would never ever swap. Andy and I have been together for 28 years, married, 2 children. He knows everything about my childhood, more or less. He found out because of the day my stepdad Fred caught us kissing in my mum's kitchen. I was 14. He came in and caught us at it. I was sitting on the top counter having a kiss and a cuddle with Andy. "Oi, you lovebirds, stop doing that," he growled. And then with a smirk said, "Chris, you're getting big tits." Before I knew it, he came up and touched my boob. I don't know why he grabbed my boob, but he did. He'd never touched me like that before. Fred moved away laughing, saying something really derogatory.